Alright, we ready for more sports ball? I'm ready for more sports ball. And we are going to be doing a lot of sports ball. Oh, I guess we have to wait out the cycle. Alrighty then. Once again, find yourself amidst the hidden splendors of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can wait the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. As we bide our time, yep. We have returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from atop the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you are all a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, a nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Wilfred requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Wilfred regards the group. Everyone, there's an aspect of our plan which I've not talked about with you at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed the Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such an outcourse. Together, they created all this ceremony of which we're now a part. The exiles, liberated through their rites, went on to found the Commonwealth based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit and the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Malign. Fourth of the 8 Scribes' Book of Rites, known as the Impassioned or the Wild Witch, hag. And I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. Emotions for someone to approach. Yep. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine, whom I believe you met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that you require aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I've ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. Frighten me a bit. I just noticed the snakes in her hair. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble a small moment, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Please excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she shall more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the rank of the Nightwings are complete. Bertrude joined the group. He sensed her powerful presence. Welcome aboard. Now then, my boy. Perhaps you notice that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains, meaning it is time that we got back to business. Indeed, once more, several stars shine bright within the cold and storming sky. The stars themselves await the will of the Nightwings. What do we got? I noticed the Titan astral things are there. Yeah. Known as a Titan star. Star of the second queen, an ill omen which engulfed the star of the Wooded Watcher. So, will the Titan stars eventually be removed, or I wonder how that works. Oh, we are gonna beat the crap out of them. Is this night to understand that we shall soon confront Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts once more? Then, this is to be a most exciting time. This knight's one-time commanding officer, imagine if you will, a worm without the slightest trace of bravery. Sir Gilman then recants his tale of Sir Deluge's past, and how it is that they wound up together in the downside. Sir Deluge, a worm knight of the Sea Dominion and former ally of Sir Gilman, he lacks the sort of courage for which his kind is known, yet somehow leads to Pyre Hearts anyway. Some worms born under the Sea Dominion's waters sought life's meaning on dry land. The Commonwealth recognized their chivalrous traditions and soon put them to use. Sir Deluge was just another bit of frontline fodder in the war against the Highwing remnants, yet time and again he had distinguished himself for one simple reason: he would not die. His unusual instinct for self-preservation kept him safe in many battles, and over time he was repeatedly promoted for lack of any real competition. Then, in the Battle of the Spiral Sanctum, when retreat certainly was not an option, Sir Deluge retreated anyway. This was a breaking point, and he was at last sentenced to exile. In the downside, he sought water, where he made contact with Sir Gilman and other members of his kind. They all saluted him as their superior. The other knights had little choice but to respect his rank. As the Pyre Hearts, they conducted rites in the name of their great hero, the Under King Ores, while adhering to their strict code. This knight might not have failed quite so miserably at the Battle of Spiral Sanctum had his entire regiment not turned in disarray after Sir Deluge fled. First, by confronting his former commander, this knight's own honor may be regained in part. For now. However, this might must beg your leave. You say goodnight to Sir Gilman in turn. There is no time to make flight preparations now, though in the morning you will press on once again. Who wants to talk? Hi! How's it going? What's this? Gertrude's text. Unusual etched cars siphoning the greater titans, probably for curses and enchantments. Yeah. You find Gertrude looking about the black wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Yeah, such a clutter. And into this wagon, as we looked upon it last, unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in flagging hands, and thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone in the southern bogs can induce paralysis, or worse. Let's see, southern bogs, a distant region of the Commonwealth, left well alone despite technically being part of the nation. Old and forbidding marshlands are home to the bog dwellers of Sar, colloquially known as crones. That was a hard word to say. That one such as thee can extract a meaning from that tome was a feat we wish to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away, for someone else has joined you. Hail, Gertrude, madame. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We've been able to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present. It is possible that Wolfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us. And after you, madame. As they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. Ah, getting her out of our hair. Alright, we got a new page, so... Rites of the Flame, from Soliam Mur. With these blackened nails, I do hereby inscribe the rites of flame. The bylaw shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the rites as a test of one's true worth in body, mind, and spirit. Now, until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of the 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. Look it up. Oh, we got a second page? Alright. Essential structure, Celestial. From Soliam Mur again. The essential structure of a rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars, within the dark of night shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposition, far enough afield, beside their consecrated pyre symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. The triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whoever's pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. New page? Yes. Searching the stars. We the 8 have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age, heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cyclic turns. The rites commence at their behest upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed upon your triumvirate, you the reader shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversary shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. Another page. Before each rite. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are complete at a celestial landmark ere the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments, fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Elodiel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, consecrate the grounds using the words, "The 8 scribes gave their freedom, so that we may yet have ours." The heavens shall respond when all is set. Another page. Law of 3. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of a single mind to demonstrate their faith, and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader, whose focus on this book may help the others coordinate. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. So this is the passage where we're supposed to learn about how we don't regain our freedom because we're not actually conducting the rites. The burning pyre. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared. And thus the 2 opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobeyer suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough. The rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame. Plunge into it headlong and without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. The aura. Exiles bearing the raiments and this book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light, and thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumvirates, for we gain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book. More pages. Orb. As the two flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens. But one such orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the raiments, and this book bestows the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the three and the triumvirate, and seeks a grasp of whomsoever acts among the three. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within all the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It is to be cast into the flame. The path. In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall at times be struck by an epiphany and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well amongst these blessings we bestow. Thus you may achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite to earn a chance at freedom. Then the cycle shall begin anew. Liberation. The liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Soliam under a blooded moon, witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There, the most favored triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. These two triumvirates shall first pass through Scribe's Gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance at freedom. Two of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirate which prevails then shall plunge into the shimmer pool and return in glory. So the heralds from the stars, so Tarek is one of them. And that's all the book. That's all we got. We move in. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. He scowls at you. Good morning, reader. Bertrude. I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood. The comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let us get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so, once the group is ready. I thank you for your patience. Let's go. Oh, we got more blips. Going far above Slorian shore, frozen oasis tucked between the chaos of Waking Wood and the sacred Mount Elodio. A place to pause and reflect before a grueling mountain climb. You notice Pamela gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. That damn place. Down there, I like it least of all, I think. Among everywhere we've been, I'm thankful that there's been no reason to return. Reminds me of my home is all. The Highwind remnants. We all grew accustomed to the thinner air amid the cliffs that reaches the clouds above your commonwealth. But it was not the nicest picture. Little wonder that my sister settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land there by the nest of Triesta. One of the downside celestial landmarks. The exiled heart matriarch lived in solitude among these very cliffs. Anyway, I'm pleased to have to spend as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Scoot along. Right. Sisters, we are under attack. Well, no, we are merely being mocked by none other than the Nightwings. Mock us all you wish, then, wastrels of the Commonwealth. The sight of you in that utterly outlandish wagon, your mere existence is an affront to the act of flight. Would that my sisters and I could soar tireless and free as once we did. But nay, we must resort to such a noble means of travel such as you. Now stay away from us, lest our vengeance should extend beyond your commonwealth, and become much more personal in nature. He deserves it. Aether believes this route should be clear if you wish to pursue your vocations. Enthusiastic about the prospect of taking that route. Another blip. Sky Explorer. I'll find and interact with 10 different observation points. The unmistakable remains of Sylvia's horse-headed, which protrude from the ashen fire there below. Some have taken it to be a work of sculpture, reader. The tale of a titan felled by St. Triesta Tithys, that is more unbelievable than the thought of some daring exiles over many years carved the titan's visage out of stone. Be that as it may, the climate and the cliffs are home now to exiled harps such as the Essence, whom you faced here when you first arrived. Even they do not know of the locale's sacred significance. Vocations, or risk it on whatever's going on here? You know what, Tizo? I'm gonna trust you. Fromage. What's up? Bulford is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles. The road to freedom, and in a book that hardly anyone believe exists, and fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel at how absurd all this is, my boy. Tell me something, though. I spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now. What do you think? Worth all the fuss? It is fascinating. It is the lore of the game. You tell Beaufort that the book has fascinated you, that you have never seen anything quite like it. He nods slowly as you describe your experience with it. I share the sentiment. You have in our possession a genuine artifact from forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events? I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It is amazing that these volumes have survived all this time, I think. Whatever they are made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And the ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. I think the Commonwealth disavows the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the scribes. Although the reasons why are in there, written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. We rummage. Little Tizo. Tizo's keen sense for things now takes you far into the monolithic stonework of Highwing Cove. Keeping up with him proves difficult at times. I mean, he can fly. The high road of the Nest of Triesta patrolled by the Commonwealth's ancient enemies. The cliffs here form a natural barrier, creating a suitable environment for the harps. All of a sudden, he begins to hop and screech. Tizo wants you to help him dig up something right under his feet. You begin to dig in the vicinity and soon uncover something long since buried, perhaps for someone such as you to find. A bright wisp. If banished while possessing the orb, the bear has a chance to automatically pass it to 75%. Interesting. And if we rank it up to 20, that means that they will always pass it, so they will never get their hands on the orb. So long as you don't die. Interesting, though. Could be pretty good. Alright. That's the Triesta. I'm sure Sir Deluge is happy to be in the Harp's homeland. Or I guess their current abode. Their homeland is in the Commonwealth. Feel Nest of Triesta. Show me. From Lusor Lane. The ashen effigy of the nightmare titan Zilvius Horseheaded looms as dark as ever on the precipices of Black Basin. where her chaotic influence sundered the land itself until it wept with fire. The very instant that our graceful friend Triesta Tithys finally laid to rest the Greater Titan with the power of the holy scepter of the Empire, stars shone down upon us all with blinding light. Triesta thought that she could bear her children in the warmth there, but alas, now the stars revisit that locale with regularity. Fissures in the rock do pose more danger than one ought invite, but a summons to the nest is to be honored. Neat. So, what you got? Hey guys, coming in, say for now, whatever happened to that smiley headwind guy? Did he really get out of here like I'm hearing, or what? Yeah. I'll hang on to it. It's a keepsake. An aura burst may occur. I'll grab that. That's how you get a repeat customer there, Dad. You give him a deal. Commence the rite. Everything is set for the rite to commence. All is quiet amid the molten crags at the nest of Triesta. All there is left to do is wait for nightfall to set it. You observe Sir Gilman sliding back and forth, back and forth. You sense something is weighing on his mind. This night is not a night at all. This night betrayed his former commander, abandoning his brethren of the Sea Dominion. What is knighthood even? What is knighthood if it means having to follow such a craven as that Sir Deluge? Cease this nonsense, Gilman. Focus on the right. Focus on the right. Focus on the right. He notices you finally. Oh, Master Rita. This knight did not see you there just now. Such was his preoccupation with the task at hand. Know that this knight stands prepared. He has no misgivings whatsoever when it comes to battling his ex-triumvirate. Please consider letting this knight participate, for he has honor to restore. Then, a glimmering within the sky draws your and his attention. Begins to shine. Got a new one. Adversaries have 8 quickness, making them move faster.
Unfathomed plurness.
Seriously, it only is seriously. This is the only one that's like... It's like this one is just so much worse than all the others.
Limbless Erzek. Endriga the Widow.
Shall we try? We're not turning this on. Through this one. Pounce long distances in rights or catch several adversaries in her aura blast.
The much vaunted Rita has returned.
Yes.
And it would appear his ranks grow stronger. Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we? How very strange that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Pyre Hearts. Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
Oh, this should be real nice. Gilman, still not abandoned by your new friends like all the other duties and responsibilities. Sir Deluge wrestles with this mask for a time. This knight is most surprised that you have the courage to even show yourself. You speak of courage, Sir Deluge, but this knight has little else to say to the likes of you. Figures, Gilman. You aren't knowing it at all. You are a teensy minnow swimming in a sea of minnows many, many times your size with much more honor, too. Then something comes over Sir Gilman. But just as soon it fades. Sir Gilman slinks away. Disgraceful. You Nightwings, you are stupid to have taken that one in, and you are no good at the rights. And another thing. We do not fear you! That.
Liberatus.
Hold a moment, reader. The crone Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the raiments of the rites. Now that Bertrude is among your ranks, it would be best if you became familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please show the reader something of your aptitude.
We expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine. Let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-crone Bertrude shows herself in full. Though I have to wonder what became of her accomplices. Of one accomplice in particular. You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without sufficient cause.
There we go. Hard to get the timing down. I can make use of the AoE aura, though.
Now then, reading one, know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with ye because of Sandalwood and because of his plan. We shall aid ye in the rites, and we shall aid ye in that plan. Thus we are at thy disposal and wait thy bidding.
I'm curious, what is their team like?
Who shall conduct the rites?
Sir Deluge. Vengeful Vow. If the bearer is banished, an ensuing blast can banish adversaries in a radius. Oh, that's fun. And quickness, nothing. But they are fast. Anyway, how do we open it? There we are. Let's see. It's a Worm Knight. He's a capricist. Born 1601, suggesting he's ambitious but also discontented. Crime Desertion. He broke ranks during a pivotal moment in the Siege of Spiral Sanctum. And alleged motive cowardice. The records show he was found quivering in fear and remained shaken thereafter. Exile for 3 years, of course. And biography. The Sea Dominion has known relentless underwater war for several millennia. As its population nonetheless kept growing, some worms clambered to the surface to make their fortunes there. The Commonwealth recognized their chivalrous traditions and put them to use as frontline fodder. Sir Deluge was one such specimen, but was born with an instinct for self-preservation, so when a harp division descended on his regiment one day, he fled as quickly as his tail could carry him. He was subsequently caught and cast down. As he should. Fun. So she has inspiration. Oh, she has nothing. Now we're going to use you with the lucrative contract. You are in the lead. Then you. You will get the Burning Promise and be our main scorer.
Sir Gilman.
And then we'll give her a try. And I will upgrade it. 95% chance to pass the orb.
Bertrude. The choice is cast.
This night shall not bend to you, Sir Deluge.
Come then, Nightwings! Show this night how you defend the honor of that miserable minnow you harbor. On guard!
Begin.
Double kill.
Damn it. Damn. Oh, I tried pressing the B button. Their speed is not to scoff at.
Tread lightly.
Made it.
The orb engulfed in fire. Glorious.
Oh, wow.
Now take it.
Oh, wow.
Glory to the scribes. Ferocity unbridled.
Made it.
Glory.
Oh, wow.
Pathetic.
Yeah. Their sheer speed is so hard to keep up with.
I thought they had you there. Wherever did the Nightwings go? From burning flame to
Yeah. For BSing, it's not easy. Wait, are we winning? Are we winning? Yes, because you are way too freaking fast and respawn way too quickly.
there. A nearly negligible effort. Now then. Indeed. The orb has hit the mark.
Nice.
Poor Joe Dariel.
Nope.
Begone, Bertrude.
Wow.
Pyre sputters.
That like pure accuracy by the AI. Yeah, that like AoE thing he's got is
None
brutal.
left unscathed. Their flame has died a little. All three Nightwings.
So brutal.
And it,
There's literally nothing I can do.
the Pyre heart prevails.
I can't win on that one.
Scribes
normally.
Would not have had it otherwise.
Let's just let it play out. Let's let it
Perhaps
go
your
as it.
fortune shall be better next time.
Let's make the game work as intended, where we just let it go even when you lose. You and the Nightwings may have experienced your first defeat, but this is not the end. Rather, this is an opportunity for you and your fellow exiles to press onward. Richard, for example, has learned a valuable lesson this night. A rush of enlightenment gained from surviving a tough situation, awarded only this one time. Through failure do we tend to learn the most valued of lessons, provided we survive the Book of Rites. So too has Jodariel, not in spite of this setback with the Pyre Hearts, but because of it. And Sir Gilman is no exception. He has gained more insight here as well. Fellow exiles all shall gain enlightenment and learn and grow from what transpired. And your story shall continue. The choice of whether to accept such outcomes now and all throughout your quest is to be yours alone. Do you see? Amid your defeat, Gilman, you are a fool to abandon us. You may have prevailed, sir, but we are not defeated. We are never defeated, for ours is the path toward enlightenment. Your victory means nothing! Shut up. You know exactly what you are, Gilman. You call this knight a craven, yet your courage is a mere facade and everybody knows. Sir Gilman does not respond, though you sense the words of Sir Deluge got to him.
Boundless are the teachings of the scribes. Sir Gilman's not as foolish as his lowly
This knight
kind.
wonders at times about why we are here, and which forces have conspired to bring us here together, such as has Under King Horus himself taken an interest in this noble quest. What is this? After using Slash, instantly recover all stamina. So does this mean he will always instantly respawn? I'm very curious of how this works, so I'm gonna get it.
The ancient crone called Bertrude.
Thus does our grab of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. And Bertrude, let's see. Passions of the Wild Witch. Rites Mastery is enhanced using a crone's ability to recover against all odds. Molten Beli's dour disposition belied her unyielding determination to gain mastery in all things. And Sorceries of the Southern Bogs. Rites Masteries enhancing a crone's ability to press her advantage. Those who withstood Malai's teachings found they long kept prodding at the edges of their understanding. Let's see, while it has more than the adversaries, deal additional damage. Less than adversaries, deal additional damage. Okay. What are the extra things? So bigger AoE. Houses instantly recovers all stamina. Gotta go fast, we say.
The secrets of the Wild Witch revealed. Until the next rite.
Yeah, it is brutal when they recover so fast and move so fast. After failing to prevail over the Pyre Hearts on the right, you return to the wagon to find Volfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation. Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expect. Nor I, Volfred, sir. Then Volfred notices you there. Reader. Hark and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky is all. It appears the star of Kaelmer Rope Collar is illuminated now. But it is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. Kaelmer Rope Collar. The first exiles came to these lands not by force, but by heeding the Rope Collar's deceptions. The traitorous former aide to the Emperor. His actions inadvertently led the 8 scribes to find each other. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above. It is just as Volfred indicated. You regard the looming star and discern where it leads. So we only got Kilmer the Rogue Star. They really want us to fight the demons again. Continuing the 23rd 10th mood. 8:37 AS. I think this group is truly beginning to work together. Perhaps soon these Nightwings shall be superior even to their glory days. BS. Probability of success, 38. They really want us to fight the Tempers, for whatever reason. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kaelmer, then the Deathless Tempest. According to the stars, the next fight shall soon commence here. The traitor Kaelmer Rotecaller fled to the strange isle and met a fitting end. Have you been there before, Tard? So long ago, I scarce recall the time, only the scent. It is the place from whence the creatures native to this land sprang forth. Reader, let us not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth at dawn, and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. Who wants to talk? Hey, Gilman. Sir Gilman is in a contemplative mood. He's been rather quiet, at least more than usual ever since his confrontation with Sir Deluge. He knows he's there and slides forth in a solemn manner. This night, he knows what he shall do now, when all of this is over, Master Reader. We Worm Knights are all born and raised to prove ourselves superior to all the other billions of our kind, to lead our lives, however short, with glory. From the moment we shove past our wormling brethren in their egg sacs, to the very end we are conditioned to excel, to prevail at all costs. This relentless pursuit of glory, of fame, of self-worth. It leads most of this knight's kind only to an early doom. Or, in the case of Sir Deluge, it leads to a life of falsehood. A life of low deceit, abusing one's fellow worm knights, shirking one's responsibility, living in constant fear. This knight cannot abide his former commander, yet pities him. There must be more to honor than to leave a life engulfed in endless conflict. He looks at you intently. This knight shall ever seek that honor out, when all of this is ended, Master Reader. Thus he vows to you, and he is ever grateful that your guidance led him to this new awakening. But until such time, this knight is duty-bound unto the Nightwings. This, the fulfillment of our plan, 38%, and our pursuit to freedom, is to be his final quest. For what awaits him afterward is no mere quest. The honor that this knight has sought, it cannot fully be achieved through knighthood, can it? It requires something more. I trust you understand. He slithers off, his head held high, though not merely in pride. Something has changed in him. Gained +2 presence. Permanent. Ooh. I mean, presence isn't really his main thing anyway. Also. So. See ya. Alright, let's continue on our journey. We have places to fly. Whoosh. Ropa joins you as you soar high above the storm-ravaged waters on approach to the infamous Isle of Kaelmer. Among its cursive qualities, it seems this wretched storm means I cannot rightly smoke. One of the downsides, small misfortunes, I suppose. The wagon's drive imps do not seem to mind, at least. In fact, they seem more animated now even than usual, sir. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to this place. But do you suppose the Tempers were able to make it here intact? They ought to have seen it in the stars, though we soon shall know for certain. That we shall. Take us in, please, reader. There's only one place to... No, there's 2 places to land. Quickest route, leaving you time for vocations. So both of these are vocations. Bertrude, you are our new friend, so I will listen to you. You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first reached to the shores beyond. I wonder what sort of celestial landmark lies hidden amid these waters, though for now, You have some time left before continuing onward. Explore Shark Shoal. You and Bertrude make a quick search of the steady currents of Shark Shoal. However, you find nothing of note. Shark Shoal, an icy flow near the Isle of Kaelmer, sturdy enough for landing. Even once proud worm knights of the sea dominion tend to avoid the cold here. I know that feeling. You soon return to the Black Wagon, where the others are preoccupied with their own pursuits. You should have enough time to pursue your vocations. Money. Oh. Hey, Bertrude. You approach Bertrude just as she is finished polishing the various bottles, flasks, and vials that your fellow exiled have collected during your travels to the downside. Evidence of thy travels. How brazenly you put them on display. Ye tempt these lands to swallow ye. She lets out a long breath. Nonetheless, these trinkets stir our memories, not merely of these lands, but of the country whence we came. Know, reading one, that we are here because of Sandalwood. We met him long ago within the southern bogs. He offered many courtesies, and in exchange we found agreeable. Sought then certain reagents necessary to our studies of the heavens and the earth. He knew where to procure them. In exchange, we were able to boil for him our finest inks, a certain recipe, notorious yet secret. Its stain could never be removed. Oh, but the Commonwealth misliked it. It was when we first began collecting samples of regions of the downside, for Sandalwood was ever true to his word. Long had we studied this accursed place, Black Basin, chaos of the deathless tempest, the richness of the bogs of flagging hands, land so far away, and yet they called to us. If Molten Malith was able to traverse the downside in its entirety an age ago, surely, not beyond reckoning, we could do the same. Furthermore, but she hesitates. It matters not, reading one. Thou hast indulged our tales long enough for now. He slithers away, without further explanation. He seems reluctant to discuss circumstances of her past with Wilfred, yet you sense that she's here by choice. Speaking with that voice really hurts my throat. Why did I choose that for her voice? Tiny Tempest. Entertaining, but would unleash calamity if it were ever opened. Okay. So, Deathless Tempest. From the words of Molten Malith, the Wild Witch. We waited for the Deathless Tempest to subside. We waited, but the Underking, he merely laughed and laughed. For the Deathless Tempest does not subside. What lies beneath that stretch of sea to cause such an upheaval is best left to mist and speculation. We made passage nonetheless. Through sorceress aid and fortune, scarce seeing the surrounding environs. We did detect a landform to the west. Soleil Mur detected there the presence of the treacherous aid who lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Mur, in his wisdom, thought it best to be avoided. At last did we arrive on distant lands, though seeing them provided little comfort. Closed. Anyway, we're gonna forage. Since traces of celestial residue, something Falcon Ron values. We want that. We need money. We got worm feed. Nice. Okay. Alright, let's continue. The Isle of Kaelmer. We shall conduct the rites. Here in the boundless waters of Deathless Tempest, you encounter a messenger come to deliver news and rumors from the other side. The news this time pertains to Hedwyn, whom you liberated at the fall of Soliam. You learned Hedwyn returned safely to the Commonwealth. He was clothed and welcomed, his past transgressions all forgiven. He was to be groomed for a leadership position of his choice. Whether on the Council or the Blood Border, each was equally as lucrative and secretive as well. However, he refused, and before the stunned council members could do anything about it, he left them. He since made contact with Volfred's agents and is working together with them. Thus, the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. For the messenger imp, custom, the last part of the message was to transcribe from Headwind, word for word, and says, "Keep going. See you here." We thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Soon your companions are all abuzz about it.
May that boy's spirit infect a lot of years with the plague.
A glorious example Headwind sets for all of us. He did it. Riha. Kiha. He's always happy to hear Headwind is back in the Commonwealth. I always thought Headwind was looking for someone out there back home. Do you think he found her? Wonder if he'll ever find the one he fell for. The news of Headwind's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with newfound resolve. +1 hope for the next rite. Wish Headwind luck. And now is in this cave. The wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Kaelmer. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidding feel. In the distance, you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like ravens. The Isle of Kaelmer, page revealed. What is this shiny thing? The common room? Ah, Gertrude's biography. So let's see. In her past, she was an alchemist. Alma tolerated the bog dwellers, desiring the product of their sorcerer's trade. The bog dwellers on the outskirts of the Commonwealth performed profane experiments with little supervision. And astral sign Pyre, born 22nd of second moon, suggesting she is introspective and thoughtful. Convicted for conspiracy. She was accomplice to an illegal stamping press operation, providing inks and other materials. I see, that was the bit about the ink. Alleged motive, insurrection. Records state she demonstrated a willful disregard for Commonwealth doctrine. Yeah. I think Ophem Unburied is a name we haven't read yet, but let's read. If you needed someone cursed, or guarantees of fortune on a big day, or to consort with elder patrons such as Ophem Unburied or Marsis Needle Eyes, you would go see Big Bertrude. She was one of the most infamous alchemists of her day, and plied her trade right under the Commonwealth's nose without regard. Ironically, it was a modest-sounding request for printing inks that ultimately got her into trouble, resulting in her exile. And the downside, her reputation preceded her, and she resumed her practice. So Ophem Unburied, he died repenting and did not linger in his grave for very long at all. And then Marsis Needle Eyes. It is widely held that nothing beneath the heavens is beneath his notice. Anyway, Book of Rites. Got a new page. The Isle of Kaelmer. The trade... Bookworm. Check 50 different pages in the Book of Rites. Neat. The traitor Kaelmer rope collar. Whereas he brought about our empire's fall, whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Solian, we forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him, for he has played a vital part in the Star's plan. If not for him, then we, the Eight, would never have aligned. We never found the rope collar. We fled into the sea toward an isle, which we knew well to avoid. 'Twas there we think that Kaelmer's tattered mantle finally did him in, among the wild imps. Should the stars ever converge above that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the skies is drawing to a close. Alright. What you got? Oh, guys, how'd you find me all the way out here? I mean, this is good for extra special customers. This is good for extra. This is for extra special customers. I'm only joking. You're the only customers I got. Got you again. Only joking about that too, because I got tons of customers. It's just they already bought a lot of stuff today, so they're not here. Okay. Anyways, just got a little something here that you may be into. Been hearing about these little numbers for a while. Check them out. It reveals to you a set of twin rings, a jeweled band, grants +3 to all stats. At the start of the round, briefly gain infinite stamina if an ally has the ruined band. Oh, they both provide +2 to, like, stats. Neat. Any of these things are supposed to be for a couple of lovebirds, know what I mean? Yeah, but anybody could probably use them, provided they was to buy them off me. I was gonna get them for myself, but anyways, let me know if you want them. How much do they cost? 88.88. There you go. Oh. These are all of our legendary artifacts that we got right now. Which means there would be 2 more. We can buy 1, we can't buy the other yet. Unless you sacrifice one of our items. I want to sacrifice one of our items. So you briefly get infinite stamina by hanging on to the jewel rings. I want it. Rookie. It'll go to a good cause. Oh, like white eye shit. I guess that's supposed to be thanks, guys.
Look at that thing you're going to tonight.
Immense the right. Typically, Jodariel is always among the first to start making preparations for the rites, just as soon as you arrive amidst places as dark as the dark waters of the Isle of Kaelmer. This time, however, she does not assist the others. She has not even donned the raiments. Your concern is noted, reader, but it is merely misplaced. It is only that the one we are to face this time, Ignarius. We denied his liberty before. It seems almost cruel to set him further back. How absurd that I should even care. It is simply that I seldom see those with features similar to mine, those who have survived here long enough to earn their horns. I shall go now to prepare. Soon it is nightfall and the stars begin to shine. The first time seeing this arena, I think, right? New star. Heard of that. So, bigger presence. Like, this is the most tolerable. All the other crap just makes things absolutely stupid.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings. The 8 scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kaelmer.
Yeah, look at him.
Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual.
Ah,
Your
lots of
adversaries in the
drive-ins.
rites this eve shall be the Tempers. Extinguish now their pyre, and glory shall be yours. Now prepare yourselves.
Oh yeah, we do have an audience at the bottom of the map. Hey, hey, if it isn't Curly Horns. Surprised it didn't let you out already. Not that I'm complaining. Was hoping I'd run into you again. See, when you've been stuck here for, about 14 years, not that I'm counting or anything. Gain some appreciation for the simple stuff, you know? Bit of cool breeze, solid meal anyway. Anyway, it's nice to see you in one piece is all. Dario removes her mask and stares at him. Why are you doing this? We have a right to conduct. Yeah, well, I've conducted a lot of rites, you know. Fat lot of good it's done for me. Yet, here you are again. Yeah, anyway. He throws on his mask. Guess we'd better get things started. Our kind, we got a reputation to uphold. Dario watches him for several moments, then rejoins your group. Our adversary, Ignarius. His heart is not in this. We should be able to prevail against him without difficulty.
Who shall conduct this rite?
He is a large and imposing demon who has clearly spent many, many years in Downside. He has a reputation for being one of the greatest conductors of the rites since the tradition's inception. But nonetheless, he yet remains in exile. We'll bring her again. She has so much inspiration. She really wants to go at it.
We're waiting.
Yes, I understand. Don't be so impatient.
Bertrude. Hamatha.
Try to get the money.
Tizo. Very well.
Tizo seems to wish one day have horns just like those of Ignarius.
Bring it on, that Nightwings. Let's see you beat me again.
We will try. Oh, the imps move. As the raid commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement.
Struggles in our plan. Your entertainment to these loathsome creatures.
Begging your pardon, sir, the imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now they offered a bounty in soul, if our triumvirate proves worthy. Old coins you can trade at the slug market.
They would pay us. In exchange for what exactly? In order to get the soul, for that matter.
My understanding is they wish to see us perform various feats of glory. As for the source of their wealth, who can say how much soul lies lost within the sea? Feats of glory. Flash displays of mastery in the rites, which certain types of imps are willing to pay to see. Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real. If the soul could be of benefit.
Indeed, then, reader, my boy. It is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. We trust your judgment. Now let us not distract you further here.
Henceforth you shall be tasked with feats of glory in the rites.
Now begin.
Damn.
Not much force of will behind
Aha.
that thrust. Well cast.
Damn it. Damn it.
Engulfed within the aura. I say.
Oh.
Not much of a splash that time.
I mean, hey, if it gets us the money.
Too slow, Ignarius. Someone there rose to the occasion. Righteous fire.
Made it.
The orb slips from your clutches.
Made it.
Flung with considerable
And that gets us the money for that.
The demons banished. Ouch. glancing blow. Didn't see it coming. The orb, as per the sacred law.
Not too difficult. Yep. So you can drift with the with that.
Banished each in turn. A true aimed thrust into the fire. Perhaps you are worthy.
Oh,
I dare say.
that was one hell of a jump. The Nightwings still got a little fight in us now, don't we? Damn it.
Shame. Do it. Damn. Banished.
Wow. Okay.
The stifled effort. United in banishment. Blessed be.
Yeah, we can't let them score another one, right? The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling out to the sacred grounds. Oh, I hate these things. Come on, get out of here. We're in the middle of something here.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition, not some boor an unimpressive thrust, but true. It seems the Nightwings are a bit ahead. And it is done.
There we go. Made it.
The Nightwings prevail.
Prevail to rate at each of the celestial landmarks. Achievement get.
The rite is ended.
Well, curly horns. What can I tell you? Guess you Nightwings still got a spring in your step. You could have prevailed. Why'd you hold back? Really want to know there, huh? Indulge me. Sure. Free tomorrow night. Jildariel scoffs at this. He dons her mask. Then she turns and walks away from him without another word. Ignaria simply stands and stares. Damn.
What stirs
Can't say you
now
didn't
in the
try.
hearts of all these exiles?
But it wasn't going to get anywhere.
Even a traitor heart like Hamatha can learn something.
Good time as any to say thanks for having me along this strange little journey of yours, reader darling. What do you got? Plus for quickness, presence, and hope. Better all around. Yeah, it's good. She gets her
Gertrude's lust
rank
for
2.
knowledge becomes
Strange
manifest.
designs of the inscribed with their everlasting sorceries are strong with this land. And we shall make further use of them, we think. What do we got? So we got just better slithering. Gotta go fast.
Until the stars align.
Damn. Someone's there sneaking around. Show yourself already.
He stands there for a moment, saying nothing. Then, this was a mistake. She leaves him just as soon as she arrived.
Hey, hold up. Curly horns, wait. Wait.
She keeps him waiting there. Ignarius just shakes his head. And he keeps waiting, for there is little else for him there in the downside. Keeps waiting, but not for very long. Not for very long. Okay then. So they shall discuss stuff in private. We'll just have to read her mind later. After you and your fellow exiles defeated the Tempers, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Gertrude seems to be unwell, though you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, madame? We are terribly weary. We fear that we have taken ill somehow, for ours is a strength not easily suppressed. I see, then. Please do not exert yourself or try. The lone minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Gertrude appears rather disorientated and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. An ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites, debilitating but fleeting. The sense of loss and isolation during banishment sometimes extends beyond that time. You should soon be able to take part in light activities, I think, but under no circumstance shall she be able to conduct the coming rite. Now then, I ought not to keep you from your stars above. Please go and have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. As we look, the stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. You gaze to the darkness of night. And I'm assuming we got multiple destinations this time. Yes, sir. I'm sure this will be an interesting interaction. Although our crone is currently not available. They're crones, right? That's what they're called. Or no, they're like bog witches, something like that. You are set to re-encounter the Withdrawn, led by a witch Udmild. However outlandish her intentions seem, one ought beware of her. He then reveals what he has learned of her and her designs. Witch Udmild, one of the bog dwellers and head of the Withdrawn, a triumvirate more interested in the legends of Yslash the Astroborn than in the rites. Her kind was known to be reclusive in the Commonwealth, yet she was brazen in her disdain for common values. She practiced the unspeakable. Somehow, one day, her research into flammable reagents grew to an obsession with Yslash. Despite widely held belief that he is dead or never did exist. But Udmild held that Yslash is merely dormant, and shall someday be reborn with newfound hunger, which could only be sated by devouring the world. Then at last could Yslash return to his glorious home, and Udmild would go with him. When Commonwealth officials showed up to take Udmild in for spreading unrest, she was all too eager to comply. After all, a sentence to the downside meant being much closer to Yslash's resting place, where she believed she had much work to do, where the Withdrawn stood ready to assist. In short, the Eight Scribes certainly would not approve of what she aims to do, so be careful in her presence, reader, and for now, good night. You bid the lone minstrel a restful night in kind. It is too late to take flight, so you expect to press on come daylight. Somebody wishes to speak, and we got the Book of Rites. Hey, Volfred.
Hello, my boy. Izo and I, we were just reminiscing on old times.
Tizo's happy to have Volfred back among the Nightwings once again.
Thank you, Tizo. I'm happy to be back among the Nightwings as well. Though, you understand why we were forced to be apart for so long, don't you?
Grahum. Tizo indicates he understands full well.
I trust that Tark provided some good company and song during during the intervening time. It's Greek. Tizo confirms he did enjoy traveling alongside the lone minstrel for some time. And there he is, right on cue. Something I can do for you, Volfred, sir. Volfred laughs warmly at this. No, Tarek, we are well enough for now. Tizo and I, we were just remembering the time when we first met, three of us. Tizo was rather apprehensive then, as I recall. He was merely being circumspect. I'm sure Tizo has the sharpest instincts of us all. But then the bite he gave to you, sir, left a permanent impression, did it not? It did indeed. I consider it a mark of friendship. May it stay with me for all my days. Oh, are those the holes on his arm? I believe it. It is a good reminder that, despite the challenges we faced together in the past, my time among the Nightwings has been extraordinary. Likewise, I can say the same, sir. Rakri. Tizo shares a sentiment as well. Wolfred turns to you. I should apologize, my boy. We were talking of a history you do not share. Believe me when I say we're skipping over many of the bad parts. What I mean is, it isn't my intention to exclude you as you wax nostalgic. The Nightwings that you know, we are a strange assortment, are we not? Those of us who share some kind of kinship from the past. I suppose we cannot help but seek some warmth in it, but it should not be to the exclusion of the friendship that we forge right now. So please, why don't you join us for a bit? Together, you, Volfred, Tizo, and the Lone Minstrel talk a while about the times gone by. The three of them are pleased to be back in one another's company again, having grown close through shared experience in the past. Just the same, they have welcomed you into the group. In spite of the hardships you have faced, some of these idle moments that you shared together may one day form memories you think back on with fondness. Soon, the conversation winds down, though it lifted all your spirits for the while. And book rights. What do we got? Downside travels from Yomur Manymane. You cannot survive the downside if you cannot get around. Howler shall descend on you, or Tempest shall shear you to pieces. That's just the way of it. Traveling through the environs is no simple feat. Consider yourself blessed if you were born a cur. If not, however, you shall have to find a means to cross these lands without the benefit of 4 strong paws. Luthor Lane believes this untamed land can be traversed through means unnatural, though I thought at first that he meant sorcery, but he suggests invention. He speculates that carriages could cross this land by harnessing its fury. A wild thought. In my case, my paws shall suffice. And next page. Downside climate. I know of no polite way to describe the climate here. It oppresses every living thing, except perhaps the native flora in a few specific areas. Once more, the recommended course is to keep moving. Moving keeps you warm when it is cold, or when it is very hot, use what strength you can to move somewhere where you can think and breathe. The weather in the downside seems intrinsic to the different regions, which my good friend Molten Malai shall describe. Shelter can be difficult to find, and you cannot stay in it for very long. Perhaps, however, shelter can accompany you rather than constrain you. Reopen the book. The Tempers, from Haub the Swallow. Mur the Horn One formed the Tempers upon his own ideals. Ingrained in this triumvirate are basic truths about the dual roles of strength and gentleness. The Horn One, as he has had a dualistic nature for as long as he and I consider each a friend. The stories I am told about Mur's youth describe no one I know. All of us are capable of more. I once was an imp that could not write. Mur was once a man that could not think. The Tempers were ordinary folk. Now they rise to greatness, always striving, never overreaching. They are not like Mur himself. Rather, they are what Mur wished he could be. And we continue on our journey. Game is plenty fun. Can we smash into somebody? Damn, they landed. There we go. Unbelievable. Again, our hated enemies befall us. This rabble think they can eke out a victory once more. Would that these blasted rights did not impose such arbitrary rules, and we would use our talents here and now rather than words. Know this, you fools. However high you may attempt to fly in that abomination, you shall always be beneath us. So they have different dialogue if you bump into them multiple times. I like it. That's character. And you get to talk to the other groups more. Hey, Barker. Oi, what in the bloody blazes? Barker notices your wagon and his flank there and begins to laugh. Well, it isn't the Nightwings. One in their fancy little flying wagon, eh? You think you're better than us, mates, eh? I ain't better than the dung I stepped in last night. Now, get out of here. I got a mind to leap on over there and rip them gizzards out. You hear me? See ya. Gertrude slithers up to you as the black wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Kind to work below. You would scarce believe we soar above them. We told them when Sandalwood came to fetch us that we shall not return for some time. Our most accomplished laborers with whom we shared so many moons in exile. We trust that they shall carry forth the reputation of our services, for we taught them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lists off the various services provided at Big Gertrude's. Curses, balms, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleep medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Gertrude's earned quite a name for itself throughout the downside for these and other things. And we are finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came. We shall return to our establishment, carry on our business there, for there is much demand. Cool. What's up? Scourge of the skies. While flying, bump into 5 different adversaries' wagons. Oh, my beautiful wagon, what has happened? Oh, but it is you, my wonderful Nightwings. And to play a little trick on your good friend Manly, How very, very, very clever of you. And the damage you have caused my beautiful wagon doubtless was very, very minimal. Fear not. I can afford repairs. It is no inconvenience at all. Though I do have one request of you, to make amends, that is. When we next face each other in a right, and I trust you know what I shall ask of you, but would you be kind enough to stand aside and let the chastity prevail? Then we shall call it even, and when I return into the Commonwealth, I shall see to it that you or your loved ones there are suitably rewarded. Now, ta-ta. I don't trust you. Yonder lies the ridge of Goal, somewhat less imposing when viewed from this vantage point, don't you? Do you not agree, reader? I agree. The mists of the downside hold that it is no mere ridge of stone, but the remains of Gandra, once slain by Lord Golathanian himself. The Serpentine vanquished by the scribe Golathanian. He brandished his tower shield and sent Gandra's fury back into his countenance, the book writes. Though, perhaps such tales are of little import now when you stand to confront the withdrawn there in just a short while. There is 2 areas to land. Blooming Pool, Vocations, or Hollowroot. A chemical reagent she requires. Okay, I'm curious. You make a successful landing in the Downside Prairie near the southern edge of the downside. Memories of having first met Hedwyn, Jodariel, and Ruki come flooding back. You now should have some time in the vicinity before continuing onward toward the Ridge of Gold by land. Who wants to speak? What is this? Oh, Downside Clinger. Yields fruit from time to time, though only if one says the magic word. There's like 3 of them. Downberry. Is it an item I can use? Can be sold at the slug market for 6. Hey, Jodariel. Jodariel seemed more reserved even than usual since her confrontation with Ignarius and the Tempers. Nonetheless, she addresses you. Tell me something, reader. Back where you came from, did you have someone whom you considered close? Nope. You tell Dildariel that you had nobody close enough to be worth mentioning back in the Commonwealth. She shows no reaction to this, but you can tell that she's listening. I see. And led a solitary life as well. Though for a time I had someone. It is something which did not end well, but there were times. He trails off. We had our times. She looks up at you then. That Ignarius. He is a base fool. You have not a thing in common save a set of horns. And here I am drawing comparisons with how I felt at times back in the Commonwealth while speaking to you of him. I'm a little old to be having such thoughts, reader, especially in a place like this. Thank you for your time. Do not reveal this to the others. It is a trifling matter and not to be of anyone's concern, especially not mine. Daria makes evident she has nothing to say about this. I do care for her, but not in a romantic way. We are all in this together. We're all friends. You admit, now without some degree of difficulty, that you have grown to care for her yourself. You understand full well how Ignarius must feel. You knew from the first that you had never met anyone like her, but you could never have surmised the degree to which this turned out to be true. Dario says nothing at first. Brave of you to say. Such flattery, how brave of you to say. In turn, as this conversation demonstrates, I have come to value your kinship. But we shall have to draw a boundary there for a variety of reasons. I know I am not being delicate, but you and I both understand, I think, how feelings operate. Please forgive me mine. I care for you, and I'm grateful that you care for me. He departs with a nod. He senses her moon has grown darker for the moment, not because of anything you said, but because of how she knows she made you feel. I chose the romantic option. As it goes. What's up? How's it going? See ya. Guess she doesn't want to talk anymore. She doesn't want to get too close. Alright. Downside Prairie from Molten Malayan. The downside is connected to our realm via a single artery, the river named for our prestigious sap colleague Luxor Lane. The river gushes into seeming nothingness. That seeming nothingness turns out, of course, to be the downside. Its existence undermines thousands of years of thought about the composition of our world. The downside's southern edge we call the Sandfolds. It is a desecrated wasteland, speaking well to this land's lack of hospitality. Here, the strength of many who survive the river journey finally fails. If only they could clamber further north, where lies the verdant downside prairie. A better place to perish, to be sure. Search for reagents. Logwitch Big Bertrude knows much of things growing unseen throughout the land, including things residing here within the windswept fields of Hollowroot. We have made note of thy willing assistance. Come along then. Why she requests your company in such excursions, she could only say, yet she does no such thing. She instead directs you to collect the foul ingredients she seeks. The reagents seem to disappear into her robes, and you return in silence. Later, you note a new talisman has appeared among the group's possessions, bearing Boutrude's unmistakable mark. Dying Flame. While the Pyre has less flame than the adversary's, bearer deals bonus damage. Okay. An ensorcelled bit of celestial fire, always on the verge of sputtering out, yet never quite getting there. Set it gently aside. And we continue on our journey. Conduct the rites. I think we could do one more before we turn in for the night. We always have all this dialogue and stuff too, right? Hey, Bertrude. You notice Bertrude studying the Beyonder crystal. She sets it down as you approach. The mouthy wraith rebuketh our attempt to summon her. She insisteth that we are too young to understand. Ugh. You must be referring to Sandra. It seems Bertrude may be able to invoke her. Stubborn, that one, possessing of an ancient understanding, olden ways, olden times. Many centuries of history, knowledge of the 8 scribes themselves held captive there, within that green-tinged stone, within that wraith's own memory. Would that we could extract them in some way. Perhaps thou could induce the race of obedience, reading one. For we, she heedeth not. She claimeth obligations unto only thee. Although... She stops and thinks very carefully. The Beyonder Crystal is not to be tampered with. Your fellow exiles know that its use is at your sole discretion. She backs away from you, still thinking to herself. Ignorest thee our inquiries about this, reading one. Our reasoning has taken us elsewhere. Her refusal to cooperate is like to be an ancient warning of some sort. It is possible that others of the southern bogs know something of her, but we shall not be tampering further with such sorceries ourselves. The wraith refuseth to cooperate suggesteth her predicament is suitably deserved. She heads out in a huff, but as soon as the air grows still and quiet, it sends something from the Beyonder crystal. Mouthy wraith, she says. Can I believe it, reader? Ah, to be so young and foolish again. Sandra the Insane laughs to herself. Your proximity to the Beyonder crystal must have been sufficient to invoke her in this case. That crone of yours is far too curious, I think. But it appears that even she has learned her lesson in this case. Thank the stars I'm beholden to no more than one among you Nightwings at a time. And thank the stars it happens to be you rather than her. And if that crone attempts to lay her fingers on my Beyonder crystal again, I shall just have to torment her dreams till she's my age. Do feel free to mention that if it comes up. Now farewell. You know where to find me, lovely reader. He vanishes. It seems that Sandra proved resistant to Bertrude's tampering. As so much history is trapped within the Beyonder crystal, there it shall remain for the foreseeable future. Hey, how's it going? See ya. Alright. The Ridge of Gold. The Serpent Titan Gandroth turned to brittlestone not long after his death. Of that, you may be certain. What remains is a flat, elevated basin that stands us closer to the heavens. Upon the fallen Gandroth's hide, the stars themselves alight, and you shall know you stand on sacred ground. We set the metal sigils, lit the candle flames, and we emblazoned on the rock-like forms the sigil of our passage to and from this land, and then, the stars themselves, they did reply to us. They sang, shining bright, their voices loud and clear. We understood their cadence, and we knew how often to return. Anyway, hey buddy, how's it going? Hey guys, hey, what are you guys doing all the way back here? You know, it's not so bad here. I was thinking, and I got some pretty good stuff. I think you ought to check it out. Or Sturdus. Here, you want this downberry? I do want this, because I am going to immediately fuse it into this. 100%. And now Tizo is our best guy right now. By a mile, just being able to infinitely zip and flutter. Alright. Thanks for stopping by, guys. That's the right. As you await the stars, a form dressed in the raiments of the rites approaches you and Volfred. You at first presume it to be one of your next adversaries to withdraw. But he cannot be one of them. Beside you, Volfred starts. Wolfred starts, something you have never seen him do. You observe the colors that he wears, an inverse of the Nightwings. Wolfred Sandalwood, it has been a while. No, this cannot be. The demon unfastens his mask. He looks pretty cool. It can. You perished. Watched you fall. You did. You grieved for years. And now you live. I do. Although these horns, they grew long ere I could walk again. Unbelievable. Then why are you here now, Orla? We heard this name before. A former exile of the Nightwings, betrayed and abandoned in his moment of glory. You know full well. Reclaim what is mine. The demon Orlek leaves without another word, just as the stars above burst to life and seem to set the sky aflame. Do they have like a new ally? I guess? Adversaries have additional stamina to use their abilities with. I'm just gonna leave this one on. I don't feel like turning all those on. That would just be too much.
Reader, what lunacy is this?
Don't ask me.
'Twould appear the Nightwings are to stand against themselves this time around. This is a mutiny in violation of the sacred law.
Don't blame me, blame the demon that showed up.
Whom you face? Oralek. Long ago he had his chance, and he relinquished it. He cannot simply claim it now. And I cannot preside over this nonsense. Good night.
Is he actually gone? What happened to the withdrawn? Our showed we were to face that. He must have suffered a misfortune of some sort. Oh boy. Tampering with the stars' designs is not permitted, Orlek. Cheating the worthy of their rightful liberty is not permitted either, Wolfred. You must know I took no part in that betrayal. Search your heart. Orlek says nothing for a time. Then, where are your raiments, Wolfred? I have refused to wear them since. In show of solidarity to you. And to elude the voice, I would suppose. Described within the book, it calls you during the rites and reminds you of your exile. Yes, that too. I see. You were never very good at this anyway. We shall see if that new lot of yours is any better. Cannot be serious. What sense is there in us standing against each other? But Orlek puts on his mask and stands ready. I shall crush this lot of yours, Wolfred. You shall see that I am not so easily discarded, and you shall not deny my liberty again. Reader, the adversary whom we face, Orlek. He is not one to back down. He was very experienced in the rites, even at the time. So, there was no one in his day who could prevail against him. He appears even stronger now. I wish I had more valuable advice to give. I wish I had foreseen this. Let's check them out. Man, he's not even max rank. But he does have max presence. An overwhelming presence. I guess that number, like 40, is like the max possible. Let's see. Oh, wrong button. Let's see. He's a former exile of the Nightwings, betrayed and abandoned in his moment of glory. He was a physician. One with exceptional knowledge of the mind and body, and their ceaseless list of vague concerns. Those administering mercy were among the most cherished individuals of the Commonwealth. Let's see. He is a stern-faced demon who once served the Nightwings and claims to have been cheated of his freedom. After having toiled in the downside for many, many years, he has reformed his own version of the triumvirate to which he once belonged. Now calling themselves true Nightwings, he seems to hate the very essence of the rites. A splinter faction from the scribe's most favored triumvirate, led by the demon Orlek.
Yeah, unwell. Banishment sickness. Give me that. You will get that. Oh, the guy is actually gone. He's not saying their names as we send them out. You know what? Let's dump this on it. Bam, massive aura. Yo, Dario. That Volfred had best further explain whom we're up against. Such a triumvirate you've assembled, Volfred. Then let's see what they can do. Come and face me, false Nightwings. Wow, he is fast. Aw, dang it. Oh wow, that was some... That was some ballsy shit. Unintended. Oh, dang it. Aha! Made it. Dang it. Without being banished. In this environment, it's basically impossible. Nice. Oh. Dang it, I tried to get that. Dang it, I tried to jump and it didn't work. Aha! Should have just tossed it. Whatever. Ah. I always forget how the jumping works. That is a very fast throw they got.
I got the 40 gold. Worth it. Oh, dang it. I almost had it. As long as our Pyre burns, this is not over. But come now, let's put an end to it. Aha! Dang it. Can't do shit. Damn. Well, they got it. Yeah. Might as well just let him get it. You just need Sir Gilman to, like, get the last one or something. That works. Victory. The real Nightwings. Prevail in the right against each of the other triumvirates. Nice. There we go. Who call yourself Nightwings. Seems you have learned something from Sandalwood after all. But you are the Nightwings in name only. And as for the rights, it is a mockery of what it once stood for. All of this is stain upon the legacy of the scribes. Wolford looks on as Orlick departs without another word. Orlick, forgive me. That was a very interesting and intense rite to finish off on. Furry text. Ah, we got dramatic rain. Orlick, he has changed. Scarce resembles now the one whom he traveled then. I'm afraid so. I can only begin to imagine what he's been through all these years. Reader, as you can see, Orlick and I, we have some years in common. A story for another day. I need some time to look at how this all affects our plan. 44%. Reader, sir, Orlick is a principled person. His freedom was denied him just when it was in his grasp. A doleful tale. Wolford shall tell you more of him in due time. Of that I have no doubt. For now, it seems the stars beseech you once again outside. Deep in the infinite dark. Once more you see a single star shining brighter than the rest. The path to freedom beckons you again. Oh boy. We are going. Let's see. Medium, the 20th of 10th moon. Orlick, how is it that you live? And, perhaps more importantly, what have you done? So, obviously, they aren't in the list here. But like, did they just take the place of the withdrawn then? Oh, we're facing her. All right. Ametha's already on her way. Once more, then, unto the fall of Soliam. Excellent. Our plan proceeds at pace. We need but continue to make good on all such opportunities the stars present, so much as possible. Then our ranks within the Commonwealth may yet go strong enough that we shall sway the people toward our cause. It shall be difficult, but the people have their hearts and consciences, and the Commonwealth has long since lost its way. Never-ending wars with the High-Wing remnants, the passing of more sentences of exile than ever before, for increasingly more dubious causes. The burning of books, the outlawing of literacy, these are corruptions of the teachings of the scribes. Together we shall prove it soon enough. Wilfred, sir. What of Orlek? Wilfred says nothing in response at first, but then Orlek appears to have his own agenda now. We shall have to try and keep an eye on him, although our plan remains the same. Anyway, we have a mountain which we need to climb. Let's all rest up for a bit if possible. This night, we fly at the break of dawn. Alright. I am going to call it here. As I said, it was a good place to end it. So, another quiet stream outside of the constant of me talking. Until the next stream. Have a good night.